Okay. That was rough. I thought there was supposed to be one-shot protection in this. Oh well. It was rock. So Muck's a lot harder. Kind of nice, but also bad at the same time. I wish it was a little bit less unfriendly. I think the biggest issue that I run into is kind of twofold. Running into Gronk is a lot harder than Chonk. Chonk is like street grade in comparison to Gronk in terms of like that first day or first couple of days spawn. Purely from the perspective of like big Chunk, not Chonk. Like, you know with Chunk what he's doing. And you can kind of keep away from him. Whereas Gronk is, like, much more aggressive, has a lot more ranged attacks, and way better accuracy, so you actively have to, like, avoid him. Anyway, am I at one of the center lakes? This is kind of a fortuitous spawn. We got a lot of iron here. Normally I'd go sprinting for shrines. But I think what I'm going to do is actually get the iron going first. Yeah, if I had a Nuts Hammer, it would have been better in the end. Oh, yeah. And also if the super crits, if any or many of them had procced there. Because getting like 1 or 2 super crits to go off would have been huge. I'm going to just skip the boat map. At least we get a bow early. But no arrows, so it's kind of pointless. This whole thing was garbage. I tried to find shacks or goodies. Once again, RNG based. I was rocking the red ones on the weak dudes. Yep. I got rock? Yeah, I got rock. Okay, stations, furnace. Full iron. There we go. But yeah, I could go looking for a hut to see if I get goodies. But here's the thing. Because there's... like, the time element on this is wild. And so, if I don't, like, really hyper hustle, and, you know, get up to speed, I just remain weak pretty much for the entire playthrough, and can't cope because the enemies just keep getting harder and harder. And I think it's fine. I mean, the game is relatively well designed in this. It's just one of those that it's like the process of success and getting to the point where you can succeed is a legitimate struggle. I like it. It's just ooh. Alright. Looks like furnaces are way faster than they used to be. Okay. Grab some of that. Stations. Oh, I need rock. There, rock. We got a lot of iron around us, which is actually really nice. Does placing stations on a platform protect them at all? Nope, and platforms are incredibly vulnerable, so they usually just get killed. Kind of like a Hades level of jailbreaking runs or something else. I don't know. I think ultimately it's just one of those that this game, like, with Hades, as long as you're good, you will always succeed. With this game, you almost never succeed unless you're good and lucky. Which works. But can very easily be seen as like a negative. Oh, I need some birch. There be birch. I guess I might as well grab that cabin while we're right there. It does seem like it's a lot easier to get resources early on. I'm chewing through trees faster. Hitman. Ooh. Boy, howdy. Should have equipped my apples. Pipes. It doesn't help that the bone boys are, like, hyper accurate, and I'm very slow, so I don't have my usual countermeasures on these guys. It's usually why I go for combat early. Being stuck right up against a tree is not where I want to be. Alright, we're good. Had concerns for a hot second. Now let's see if our first chest is something incredible. If we get Lumberjack, I'm going to be happy. And we get shoes. Look, it was worth a shot. Sometimes you can tempt fate, and fate's like, yeah, sure. Other times fate's just like, what are you smoking? Okay, there we go. No, we don't want to do that. When it could, but... it's a terrible idea. Oh, damn it, I needed more birch than that. Oh, but at least we can get this chest open. For more shoes! Actually, shoes are fine. Let's see, wonder I want to apologize for every time I backseated. No, don't worry about it. It's more of just kind of, like, always looking towards the future as opposed to, like, being hung up on anything done in the past. Obviously, that's kind of a weird way to put it, but it's, I don't know. I just wanted to make that video. For context for people watching this, I make video essays on a channel called Wanderbot Prime. Yeah, real unique compared to what I'm used to putting out, or real unique compared to my main channel. It's on brand, but did one on backseat gaming and how it's not something I'm particularly fond of. You know, often a lot of backseating is just kind of like, I'm going to tell you how to do this thing, and then it's just like tells you how to play the game, but it's like, hey, Wonder, you need birch to make an iron sword, and I'm like, what do you think I'm doing? And, you know, for quite a while, there was kind of a period of time where it's like, I straight up just found it intolerable and, like, could not handle people backseating me. Now I think I've got a healthier kind of response to it, but I still made a video kind of talking about it because I know it's still an issue regardless. Boy, there's just a ton of mithril over here. Let's hit up the shrines first. And just having the sword is huge. And the 2 shoes, actually. Woo! Actually, this is working out. I hardly think we're going to do well here, but it's going to be better. But yeah, video essays have kind of become my hobby this year, which I want to say it sucks a little bit. There's a lot of advice, especially in the last couple of years, of like, do not turn your hobbies into hustle. And I think I agree with that. I think that's actually like a really good general advice for like, yeah, don't take something that you love and turn it into something horrid. Because a lot of people do that and it's not great. You know, it's like, hey, you really like making adorable frog coasters by hand with like, by knitting them. And you're like, yeah, maybe I could sell a couple. You know, an extra $50 here or there couldn't hurt. And all of a sudden, people are like, oh my god, we want frog coasters. And you're like, oh, okay. I guess if I ramp up production and quit my, you know, job working at, you know, Joanne Fabrics or whatever, and, you know, or, you know, just pull double shifts for a while and then eventually quit, maybe I can keep up with the demand. And, like, before you know it, you don't actually enjoy making the frog coasters anymore. You're just a frog coaster factory. and then it sucks. And so, like, I don't know. I'm always teetering on the edge of, like, yeah, what is acceptable for me to put my time into and what is going to, like, somehow destroy me. Oh, no, we want a fir tree, not an oak tree. I see one all the way over there. That's fine. I love this example. I mean, hey, replace it with anything. It's the desires of, like, social media and the internet really have this kind of, like, almost tragic effect on people, where it's like you can do something really cool and it just immediately turns into awful. Oh boy. I guess I am getting a little gutsy here. I probably should have just chilled for a bit. The big issue is I don't have any healing. Because we haven't found a whole lot of mushrooms. Orange juice will help. And honestly, just having this sword helps. If I could get the wolf armor, too, I'd be a happy camper. Let's see what we get. Is that just the bean? It's just the bean. Do you need gold to open chests? Yes. So, love your job, but don't make your job what you love. I think it depends. I think it's really just, like, if you can get those... If you can get, like, a weird, firm boundary in place, where it doesn't feel like it's this, like, factory, then it's not so bad. That's why I stopped playing Bloons. I really love playing Bloons. It's a fun game. And, like, I really want to beat it. But, especially once I got to the harder levels, like, getting to the harder levels comboed with, you know, trying to get out daily episodes for it, eventually it just kind of poisoned it to the point where I was just like, I'm not actually enjoying this as much as I was previously. Those are some good upgrades. I'm hoping for some healing, though. I don't have any. Last time we had a bunch of broccoli, and that was good. Crimson Dagger would go a long way, too. I'm just gonna keep outlining my wish list until I get what I want. Oy. Okay. Gosh, I could almost fight a chunk. Oh, wait, no, we don't have a Janix frog. That would actually be bad. Right. I was gonna go find a fir tree, and then I got really distracted. I'm gonna get distracted. We're gonna toss the mithril into a furnace. More ideal would be gutsy during daytime over nighttime. Oh, absolutely. Alright. We need to pick up a bunch of mushrooms one way or another. Hello, furnace. You've got junk. I no longer need this iron. It is irrelevant to me. I'll still hold on to it. Should probably also grab the shoes. To my knowledge, armor works as a percentage, so that's like a 3% damage reduction. I guess actually that still helps a lot. But it's not as, like, end-all be-all-ish as I would hope. I guess, yeah, with how much damage these enemies do, it's better to have that percentage reduction than, like, a flat value. Wonder how's your Gunfire Reborn session with Hots? It was fun. I'd like to do more stuff with the guy, but I don't know. I'm sure he's busy. It's one of those where I'm always, I think, a little awkward with somebody that I've never worked with before. And so, like, afterwards, I was like, maybe I was laughing too much. It was real fun. Unfortunately, I've gotten a lot of people specifically demanding that I post up my perspective of it sooner than later. In kind of really rude ways. And so I've just been like, that's poisoning it a little bit. Yeah, no heals, but our combat is... there we go. Even just that goes a long way. Let's just hit up a bunch of shrines. I'm relatively well equipped, and there's some fir trees. If I could just get, like, a bunch. It's your footage. You get to choose when to post it. It's mostly an issue. I think a lot of my issues with the internet is dealing with superfans. I think superfans will always be something that I have to like actively. Sorry, I shouldn't be just like immediately going around these. I'm looking for black chests if I can find them. But super fans of games, super fans of content creators, super fans of really just anything. Super fans of Warhammer 40k. That one's always an interesting one to butt up against. Most of them are actually pretty polite. Every once in a while you get somebody that like gets real mad that you made a goof talking about the Imperium of Man or something. I guess I'll take Berserker. I don't like Berserk that much, but I'll take it. I will say the 2 piggy banks this early on are helping a lot. Wait, I feel like I have a lot more money than I did last round. No coming back from meeting a Warhammer 40k superfan. I had a neighbor in college. I guess I gotta grab the boat map, otherwise I think it's just gonna keep giving me boat maps. Interesting. The regular enemies can't deal with it if I'm on a cart. Anyway, had a neighbor in college who was, I wouldn't say a Warhammer 40k super fan, but the guy was very nice and very lovely. But he would not go out to any kind of social events with anybody, because he didn't have any money. He had a job, but every single dollar that he ever made went into his 40k collection, to the point where the college I went to had like bunk beds, and these were like 7 foot tall, or I don't know how tall they were. They were tallish bunk beds, but they were 7 feet long to account for, you know, taller students. And this guy more or less said, "Hey, instead of actually, you know, using my bed to sleep on, I'm just gonna move my mattress underneath the bed, and then have that you know, first floor of the bunk dedicated to my Warhammer collection." And it was just shelves of gosh, I don't even know. I don't remember what faction he favored. I think he was Imperium of Man, but he might have been Chaos. This is before I even like really conceptualized what Warhammer was, apart from cool figures at store, and then this guy's room. I guess I might as well start killing some cows. I want to see if there's a max level that I can get my HP up to. Like if the Dracula fangs do have a limit. Yeah, the ratchet painting / shelf station, exactly. And like, I don't hold it too much against him, but it was kind of one of those where it's like we never got to be like actual friends because the dude was so dedicated to this hobby, and I was just like, oh. But at least he wasn't one of those people that was constantly trying to get me to buy stuff. I had another friend that was a super fan of Dot Hack in middle school. And, like, he loved Dot Hack. There was no question. Like, if you asked him, like, what he had been up to, the answer was he had been playing Dot Hack. And, I mean, it helps that, like, PS2 era was absolutely riddled with, like, good Dot Hack games. Anyway, but it was to the point where it was very difficult to actually talk to him, because he was constantly trying to get me to play a Dot Hack game, and I was constantly incapable of buying anything because I didn't have an allowance at that point. And my parents did not want me to, let's see. My parents didn't want me to buy more video games. Did I get some fur? I did. We should probably hit this up and then swing back south to make some mithril equipment. Ooh. Probably also be popping open chests at this point. I'm loaded-ish. There were like 4 games in rapid succession that came out on the PS2. Yeah, there was the original Dot Hack games, and then there was Dot Hack GU, which was like a 3-part series, and they were all on the all on the PlayStation 2. It was wild. Like, I actually kind of miss the heyday of JRPGs from like the early 2000s, because I feel like there was a lot of creative energy there, and because games didn't need to be like absolutely stunningly beautiful all the time, you know, you had a bunch of these kind of janked-ass looking games, but it was fine. Oh, I need to actually pick up the Genix frog. And, like, they looked good in their own right for the time. Maybe it was just me. Maybe I just need to go back and, like, play some of these games again. But, like, it felt like they were better written. And that's something that's been kind of stuck with me a little bit. Especially lately. Is that, you know, a lot of video games are just, like, not written well anymore. And I've noticed I've been specifically kind of... Whoop, ow, 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 ow. I don't have the healing for that. I got 2 Brocs. Like, 2 Brocs ain't bad, but still. Like, a lot of games are written, I think, well, but there's... It feels like there's... I don't know, maybe it's the pressure to succeed, but just, like, so many games from the 2000s era of game design were made by people that had, like... I'm not gonna say no hope, but, like, their studio was on a shoestring budget, made up of a bunch of people that had potentially never made a video game before. And there was this kind of very real feeling of, like, desperate creative energy, you know, that led to Final Fantasy, for example. And you had... Oh, ooh, we got a nut! There we go. I'm probably nostalgic, just remembering the best parts about it. It's true. There's a very real possibility that, yeah, I'm just, tinted glassesing. Because I remember being, like, really enamored with, Xenoblade 1's writing. And then going back to play it a year ago, it was just kind of like, yeah, I mean, that was good. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't, like, mind-blowing either. I think the main problem with Xenoblade 1 was just that it was held back hard by the, Oh, we got the bone. All right. Well, that's kind of a plus. Yeah, the 3 orange juice power-ups that I've got are also doing some really good work. Okay, I should hang a left. I'm just chaining chests. I guess I might as well eat some apples here. Bah. What was I even gonna say? Hey, that's huge. Okay. I feel like we're in business. What's my HP at? Wait, hold up. Did the Dracula fangs get even worse? Did that cap out at... Oh, I might have capped out at 40 HP that time. Because I was at 150, but I had a red pill. I have reservations on how that works. But yeah, two daggers and another Dracula and a Nuts Hammer. Like, if we're gonna have a run that actually does well today, this is gonna be it. Alright. I'm gonna chunk down 2 more fir trees. I think I've got a decent... No, I've got a decent amount of fir wood. Let's just roll back. If I see a battle shrine, I'll go for it, but I really need to make, Actually, I might as well just grab the flowers as I go by for eventual wolf armor. Let's see. Yeah, what I want to do is make the bow. I think I have rope. Let's lose that bow because it's no good. Okay. End it here. I gotta find my base. I keep gravitating towards that, the boat, and I shouldn't be doing that. And my other problem with just going back to some of these older games is just that, they're long. Like, every single video game I play nowadays is just long. I think it's why I love playing games like, Muck so much, where it's just like, yeah, I mean, you can play this in like 2 hours. Now I need birch if I want to get what I'm looking for. Shoot. Start with the mithril sword. Because I need to make a fletching table to get the bow I want. Yeah, I think I see how Dracula Fangs work, and I think it's okay. So maybe it's like it only works for 50 kills, but every time you get a new one, it resets, more or less. Was that enough? I didn't actually check. Okay, get the ancient bow. And we're just going to make a bunch of basic flint arrows. Alright, there we go. 176, that should be more than enough. Got that. Grab that. And if I have anything left, we convert it into a chest plate. There we go. I'm feeling good about this. This run seems like it's got way better legs than the last one. Oh. Last thing? Let's see. Oh, I'm sliding down the hill. I'm like, why is my furnace getting bigger? It's not. Okay, there we go. Let's see, just toss in the wood, and we'll come back later. And now I can go find some adamantium, if I want to. I kind of want to. Let's see, don't want to touch a battle shrine. Alright, there he is. Okay, there we go. Took out his Gunner. Yeah, I do a ton of damage. And I've got the Nuts Hammer to specifically give me some crits. To give me some crits and just some bonus damage. Some much needed bonus damage. I don't think I want to take on a buff Bronc like this, but we could probably fight buff Chunk. Yeah, sword was definitely debuffed. It definitely feels a little weaker than it was. Alright, let's, I'm gonna head for that boat. But first, we heal. Ah, ooh. How's that? Hyper rock? It's okay, though. I actually have a decent amount of HP, so I don't have to worry about it, and we can start killing cows en masse to get HP back. Yeah, do ancient cores do something now that you got one? I don't know. I think I might need the other materials for it. Okay, grab that. Yeah, let's make a cooking thing. go from there. Wanted to drop by, say I watched your video essay on backseating. That sort of content is why I watch your content. Even if I'm not a particular fan of the game, you're clear, compassionate, caring for your community, and should feel justified in working hard to protect both yourself and your community. Healthy and positive. Fantastic work. Thank you. I'm really proud of that video essay. I worked my butt off for it, but it was 100% worthwhile. Okay, did I? Yeah, I got some more. Toss in some more wood. It's not enough, but that's okay. Have I fought the Guardian yet? Nope. It's bound to happen. Oh, I need regular wood. Do I just... Yeah, it's fine. I guess I'll hit up the battle shrines over here on the way. I love the Navi intro with Shell. Yeah! We're really proud of that one. Boy, I regretted it in the moment, though, working on that. I haven't done any, like, animation stuff, and that was a lot of illustration, so it was just kind of this, like, oh, shoot, this is going to be, like, a silly amount of work. And that wasn't even, like, properly animated. It was just super lightly animated. I definitely remember, like, working on it and being like, this was a mistake. Why did we choose to do this? And, like, it was worth it. Okay. There we go. Boy, they're getting toasty in here. There we go. I really might have to do the morning streams only for the entire week. Because, yeah, it's what, 1:30? What's the temperature outside? 97. Yeah, I'd do it. Let's see, backseating essay, not seeing it on your channel. I put it on Wanderbot Prime, which is my side channel. Reason being is that, Oh, this sucks. No, the Dracula Fang nerf is, like, really bad. I thought it was going to be okay for a second. But it is not, as far as I can tell. Anyway, I made a second channel specifically for video essays, art, making weird monstrous horror characters. As kind of like a way of giving that content the chance to breathe. Normally, when like a YouTuber or a streamer puts out a video... Well, okay, normally when I put out a video, it gets like, a couple thousand views or something like that. But unless people are looking for it specifically... Within a couple of days, it is buried by the rest of my content. So if I... Oh, there's a cave. If, for example, I put in, 2 months worth of work into a video essay on my regular channel, that's buried in a day and people are just going to completely miss it. And it'll never really have the chance to grow. And maybe it will. I don't know how the algorithm works to that degree. And like straight up, I have a dedicated YouTube manager who more or less has told me that like YouTube has a very mild vested interest in seeing my channel exist, and like looking at my analytics because nobody puts out content quite as fast or aggressively or as like targeted as I do. And so it's like I'm a really interesting case study. Ooh, this oak tree is chunky. We got another bone. I really wish you could actually use, like, spare resources to boost what you already have. So, for example, spare bones could be used to upgrade the boner bow even further. YouTube really likes me? I don't know if they really like me. I don't think YouTube cares, but they've got at least I'm an interesting curiosity to them. But I think that's true of quite a lot of channels. How long have you been on YouTube? 7 years? Going on 8. It'll be 8 years starting in September. Anyway, I was talking about the Dracula Fang nerf. Dracula Fangs... Every time you get a Dracula Fang, it raises your maximum HP cap to... Hello? Oh! That's interesting. It raises your maximum HP cap by 50. There we go. So, raises your HP cap by 50, but doesn't scale additively, or like, it doesn't scale based on how many Dracula Fangs you have. It just increases the speed at which you reach that next 50. What I was hoping it would be every time that you find a new Dracula Fang, yeah, we got plenty. Every time you find a new Dracula Fang, it raises that cap. So the first cap is 150. Second cap is 250. Third cap is 400. You know, effectively for every Dracula Fang you have, it increases the potential cap by 50 times the amount of Dracula Fangs you have. Unfortunately, that's not how it works, and that sucks a little bit because it means I'm going to be desperate for maximum HP and will probably get one-shot by something. Maybe the better armor will kind of solve it, though. We'll see. On the plus side, I am an aggressive rage machine. So maybe it ain't so bad. Okay. Now we need to hit these oaks. Unfortunately, I was really hoping it could get a lumberjack. Wow. Holy shit, we are just nutting all over the place. Did I get hit by the cow? I might have. Okay, inventory is full, and my build-a-base is over here. Okay, well I can drop that. Unless there's a second use for it that I don't know about. I do have 2 nuts, you're right. That's going to be a huge help. Okay. Ooh, right, I forgot. There's 2 battle shrines over there. Alright, get the gold here. Here's what I'm gonna do. I have too many things in my inventory. That's what I'm gonna do. Have that map. Okay, coal plus adamantine. Just go chunk down some regular trees for a bit.